Hey guys, welcome to Ravenclaw Reads. I'm Courtney, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about my 2024 reading plans. I'm going to kind of cut through 4 different sections and be a little chatty. I'm going to talk about my goals for next year, my reading plans, anticipated reads, and then my overall YouTube goals. So stay tuned if you want to see more of that. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. We'd love to hear your opinion on what you're doing this year for your reading plan. So let's get started with my goals. So I am a Goodreads person. I did try Storygraph last year, but it was really hard to maintain Goodreads and Storygraph. I found it to be daunting. I also tried to do a spreadsheet, and I got the spreadsheet from the Bookish Knitter. Love her and her channel. And that just didn't work out for me either because I just was reading faster than I had chance to enter into the spreadsheet. But my goal of doing those type of tracking was I wanted more information at the end of the year about my reading styles. And so I'm not really reading right now towards the end of the month here. And so maybe I'll go in and like update one of those just so I can see better graphs on what I've been reading. But so far I've just been most consistent with Goodreads. It links right to my Kindle. It's great. So last year, my reading goal was 70 books. And the year before that, it was 45. And I really got back, I've always been a reader, but I really got back into like my tracking reading journey about 3 or 4 years ago. And so I had been incrementally going up. And I've mentioned this before, but for me, I'm the kind of reader that like I want to make a goal and exceed that goal. I don't want to be chasing that goal. So 70 to me was attainable. Last year I read about 175 books, so I thought 70 would still be attainable. And I knew that I would exceed that, and I did right around May. And so that made me feel like anything else was extra. So as it stands, I've read 207 books this year, which is absolutely mind-blowing. Like, that is so many books. And I know it's so many books because when I go into Barnes or I'm scrolling on Book Talk or go into the Kindle online store, I'm like, I read it. And I'm having a hard time finding interesting and new reads that are in my traditional comfort zone. So thinking about how I can start to expand that a bit too. So next year I've decided I'm going to make my Goodreads reading goal 100 books. At first I was going to do 95 because I've kind of been going up by 25 each year. And then I thought I'm just going to put 100 because it's a flat number. And I think that I can do that. I think if at 100 books, I could read about 9 books a month. And that's really the direction I want to go. I think there's pressure, but also like something I wanted to prove to myself about how many books I could read in a year. And you hear so many stories of people reading 200, 300, 400, 600 books a year, and it's so much. And while I had some really great reads this year, there's a lot of books I read that I don't even remember, and I don't like that feeling. And so if I slow down to 8 or 9 books a month, I think I still have great content to share on the channel. It feels more realistic, and I think I'll enjoy it more because it's less of a race and more of enjoyment for what I like to do. So that is my goal for next year, 100 books. And I also think I want to start infusing like different styles of books, but I haven't like figured that part out yet. So let's talk about my reading plans to say more about that. Okay, so this year I kind of started with a monthly TBR, and then I went down to a weekly TBR, and then I was just like, forget it, I'm just reading what I want to read. And so I am very much a mood reader. If you've been watching my channel, you know I've said that 1,000 times, and I really appreciate simply reading for reading's sake. And so I am excited to do that again. And so I probably will not do much of a TBR, but maybe just a weekly wrap up. But what I decided to do was to, see if I can find it, was to create a TBR jar of sorts. And so I love ChatGPT. It can be used for good. It's been marketed as being used for evil. It can be used for good. But I put in there share a list of 52 TBR prompts. And sure enough, it did. So I put all of those on a spinner, which was daunting, but I did. And so each week I'm going to spin the wheel and find something different. And so it's just a regular spinner on my iPad here. And like this one says, a book by an author from a different continent. Okay, so that's like a challenge, and it's going to infuse different styles of books for me. And so I really wanted to do that this year. The other thing is about tracking my reading. And so I was on the hunt for something different that I wanted to do with tracking, but I couldn't find anything that was really amazing. So I'm going to do what I did the past 2 years. And so I track my books 2 different ways. Well, 3 if you count Goodreads. There's Goodreads, and there's 2 different ways I track on my iPad. So the first way is through a reading journal. And I have this reading journal downloaded, I want to say from, oh, I have to link it down below. I don't know who it's from. But this reading journal has tons of information on it. You have linkable tabs on the side here. Let's hope you can see it. And it has like my library, reading list, series list, quotes collection, my trackers, challenges, and notes. But the only thing I really use is the My Library section. And I use this when I finish a book. So as I finish a book, I get a screenshot of the picture of the book. And then I just plop it in here. And then I add the title, the author, and my rating. And it's just a way to track. I think at some point I'll print these off and put them in sheet protectors. That sounds really fun to me. And then the other way that I track is by just creating the little December or the monthly plots like this. And I used to post these like after I finished a book immediately on Instagram, but now I just kind of have them. And so I don't know if I will keep this style up. I think they're really cute, but I don't always post them. And it's kind of a duplicate to my reading journal, so we shall see. But that will happen as well. And so really excited about that part of my reading journey too. Now let's talk about what I want to do for my YouTube channel. So my YouTube channel this year has grown exponentially. Really appreciate everybody that's been a part of that. Thank you so much for subscribing and continuing to watch the videos, the shorts. I do not do this full time, obviously. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm an employee. And so like I have other things going on. And so I appreciate anytime you guys are able to just like catch a short or watch the videos because it's something that is joyful to me. And it gives me my hobby like a purpose. And so I really enjoy sharing this with you. Even if one person watches the video, I feel like I have shared some information. And so I love that. But I plan to maybe do 1 additional video a week in the new year. My trouble is always trying to find the best content to share. And I know that the YouTube market is so saturated with us readers, but I honestly don't like to steal other people's ideas, and there's only so much that you can do before you start tapping into what everybody else is doing. And so I really try to keep my content true to myself. Even if I like another person's idea, I don't love the idea of just like remanufacturing what they did. And so I would like to add an additional video. I just don't know what that might look like and how often. So right now, Thursday and Sundays are my posting days. And hopefully I can add another day of some content that might be really helpful to you guys or entertaining. And then lastly, let's talk about my anticipated reads for the upcoming year. I honestly feel like 2023 had amazing drops. There's so many good books that came out. And as I look forward to 2024, I'm like, where are all the books? I don't know what's happening. So I just did a quick search on Goodreads to see what books I'm looking forward to. And I'm just going to share these and the dates that they come out because I honestly don't want to know too much about these. I kind of like going into books blindly as I'm finding out. And so if you're interested, I'll have the pictures showing and you can definitely look these up. So the first book that comes out, these are in chronological order. January 9th, we have the Atlas Complex. This is part of the Atlas 6 series. I have the Atlas 6, I got it for my birthday haul, but I haven't read it yet. And so I would love to read it and get that into the next rotation for the next book. Then after that, House of Flame and Shadow comes out January 30th. Again, I have not read Crescent City, either one of the 2 books in that series. They're chunky books, and so I don't know how soon I will, but it's such a beautiful cover. I'm going to have it on my shelf, and we'll get to it. Then we have Just for Summer. That comes out April 2nd. I really love Abby Jimenez as a writer, and I got into her this year a lot, so looking forward to that. We have Funny Story by Emily Henry coming out April 23rd. Emily Henry for me is an auto buy. I'm always going to buy her books. And then I have a couple of books that are YA. So The Prisoner's Throne, April 2nd by Holly Black. She did The Cruel Prince and really love her work. And then The Grandest Game by Jennifer Lynn Barnes comes out July 30th, and looking forward to that as well. So those are my 2024 reading plans. Comment down below what your plans are and how you plan to take the bull by the horns, as they say, for this upcoming year. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the new year. Bye, guys.